I like the sounds of their music. But it was just hard. Didn't know how to deal with nothing. Like, it wouldn't just put your songs on a list. It had them in some folder or something, or some place. Like Suno and them, every time you do them, it just goes to a list. I mean, it's you go like Suno and Udio, you go there and you got your songs going down the screen. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. YouTube is similar. I mean, not YouTube. Google. It didn't used to be Google's, but it's Google's now. When I first signed up to it, it was its own service. Google had purchased it. It's called AI Producer or Producer AI. I can't remember which way it went. I think it was AI Producer. Now it's Music Flow on Google. When I signed up for it 2 months before, it wasn't yet announced as Google. I don't know if they'd already bought it and they didn't announce it, but it wasn't announced yet. Google's a simulant. Now it has a chat bot. I actually like that, the chat bot, where you sit and it's kind of like you're working with somebody, even though it's not really a person. It's like you're working with somebody. And you're sitting there and you're working with some entity helping you make a song. It's kind of like you're working with a producer. That's kind of what it's like. He's sitting there giving you some ideas on the song. And giving you different versions of the song. I like that. Actually communicating with it. Mozart was just kind of too complicated for me. Even though I liked it. Of course, they'll go after them services too. I'm talking about the business. They'll go after them. They'll go after little businesses too. And then they'll compel them to go their way, just like they have Suno and Udio. You notice they compelled them? They completely bullied Udio out of downloads. And hell, what did they do to Suno? Suno, they agreed to let them give them 20 a month. That's bullying, man. That's why I said one day it's going to be good when they go down, because they've always been bullies. That industry has always, they tried to stop the VCR when the VCR came out. They've always been fucking bullies. They're just bullies, man. They are bullies. They are bullies. And they do it through the court of law. It took them exactly almost a year minus 2 months. And Suno, they compelled them to limit the downloads too. They want it completely walled off. They ain't never walling mine off, because I will record them and I'll burn them on CDs and sell the CDs if I have to. Put the CDs up for sale. They're never walling mine off. They can't stop you from recording the sound. It's not possible. Unless you just can't play it at all. And then if you can't play it, well, I mean, I can hook my DAW up and record it. My old Tascam. To the audio jack. And there would be no way they could stop it. The other thing don't even take updates anymore. So it's not going to get no update to brick it to... It's not going to get no update to stop it from recording. Because it don't get updates anymore. It's old. I could find any kind of device to record it with. I'm never going to have mine walled off. Mine's never going to be walled off. No matter what their rules. I don't give if I write the song, it's mine. That's what I said in that song. I don't give a damn about their agreements. Fuck their agreements. And fuck their agreements they make with the industry. The industry doesn't control my music. The industry doesn't control my music. It never did. It didn't want it to begin with. I sent it out to it and it rejected it. So I've done it myself. I used to get the fucking rejection letters. The industry rejected me, so I became my own record company. You hear what I'm saying, Holmes? I became my own, Holmes. And you don't rule me. You never will. I became my own, Holmes. I didn't need your label. I didn't make no money, but from what I can tell, not many other people are today either. Unless they get on tour. I don't need your industry, Holmes. I'd eventually done it on my own anyway. I just didn't know you could do that. To be honest, until I researched it, I didn't know you could do that. See, I was young and dumb. I was in my 30s. But a boy is 30 years old. I was in my 30s. I was young and dumb. I didn't know you could put it out yourself. And there'd been people in the 60s doing that. But not little records themselves. But not in 45s. Even Elvis. His first 45 he put out was a cell. My happiness. I wanted to cover My Happiness. I didn't do it. Evening shadows make me blue. When he said them, I can't remember how I knew my happiness. Every time I reminisce, dreaming of your gentle kiss. And I don't remember the rest of it. My happiness. I was even having a conversation with my daddy one time when he was sitting on a swing and I was out on the porch. I think this was 2011 or 12. There's lots of people that put them out themselves. I didn't know nothing about that shit. But the minute I started learning about it, I did it. I didn't need their, and I don't want their industry now. They didn't want me, so I don't want them. I don't want them butting into my business. And they're not going to butt into my business. I will never be walled off. I guess I've had a year of showing them with that with audio. I started recording from immediately. I will never be walled off. I'll put it somewhere else. Wherever I can put it. Or if I have to burn them off CDs and sell them out of my trunk. Now right now there's no market because you got all this fear mongering. But eventually that'll burn out. That'll go away with the times. And it'll eventually just become a part of the music. By the way, they started that fear. It all started with them. That industry. And then as soon as they're actually making the money off of it, it'll slowly go away. Just watch. When it was in the favor of the independent, when the independent actually had something in its favor for once, they had to strike fear in the men. But as soon as they got it under their reign, it'll all change. You won't be hearing bad things about AI. You'll turn on and you'll hear positive. You'll be hearing positive news pieces about AI. Just watch. As soon as they got it all under their control, that's what happened. But they want it walled off. They get in there, get them bullied in court, get them sued, get their backs against the wall, and then make them settle with them, and then they give them contracts. They'll do all of them that way for us all over. They'll get every single one of them little AI companies. Best thing, if I was an AI company right now, I would literally train the AI myself so they don't have a claim. If I was a musician, this is what I would do. Now the problem is they've got all the musicians panicking in a corner somewhere. Instead of being smart and adapting that technology, that could be a good thing. They got them all panicking. But if there's any musicians out there, you should really get a musician to train it. And that you don't train it on copyrighted stuff. You get out Mozart and stuff like that, and you play it. Play it in different styles. You play it in different styles and you train it. And then you can train a metal Mozart or a country Mozart. And you train off the oldies. You play the oldies, but you restyle them. And then you could say your AI was totally legal. It wasn't trained off illegal stuff. That's what I was planning to do, by the way. I just didn't have the machinery. I got lucky to get a 29-second clip off of a meta version. Whatever meta trained off of. And you can bet they trained illegally. Because the rest did. Whatever meta trained off of is what my little beat maker makes off of. I wonder if I could get it and train it myself. You know, the beat maker. I mean, you know, I could get up the keyboard and go boom, bum, 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 dee, dee, bum, bum, and train it, and then let it learn from there. Do different things with my mouth, and then make a little 30-second clip of my own generated AI. That's how I started out, making beats with the keyboard. When I was a kid, 1988. The only thing I could ever really play was, you wanna know the only thing I could ever really play on there? Boom, 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 boom. And Halloween, boom, 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 boom. That was the only part I could do, by the way. I couldn't do the do, do, do. I'd always mess it up when I tried that day. But I could get the boom, 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 boom. I might as well just close it. He ain't gonna get there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take his money and run. Go take the money and run. We made a good. He done a good amount. I mean, I don't completely hate the industry, because I like so many of the artists that are out there, but I can't say I like them either. Because they've been bullies. They've been bullies for ages. And when they can't get their way, an artist always just turned up dead. $6.96. We're close. We're close to the set. I wish I could do it tonight. I probably ain't going to have the time because I'm limited. Got some business to take care of. Important business. It's very important. Severely. Severely important business. We gotta take care of it in the morning. Got an appointment. Okay. Oof. Go take the money and run. Go take the money and run. Getting him back in town is going to be the doozy. Especially from this shithole car.